Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play Boyfriend to Death 2. This time we're gonna do Rin's route. Let's begin. What's your name? I'm gonna go with YN. Again. Cause why not? I should go out tonight. I flicked on my computer. There was to be someone somewhere open late. There has to be someplace open late. The Jackalope. Because we have to go back to the Jackalope. I decide to head out to the pub. And we have to do a Pacific order to get Rin. The atmosphere and people were quiet. It's almost like stepping into the past. Maybe just because there wasn't a single TV. Just relax. I was in the mood to drink. I just sat by myself and watched a few patrons mill about. The quiet voices and the clicks of glasses on wood made me feel a little sleepy. I lost track of time and began to doze off a bit. Huh? I fell asleep. I looked around quickly. The bar was empty. Or almost empty. Except for one lone guy. Lawrence. There was one man left in the corner, hunched over a drink. How long was I asleep? Maybe he knows what time it is. I got up and approached the man. Hey, sorry to bug you, but do you know what time it is? Oh, it's almost closing time. It's 1:45 a.m. He seemed like he was preoccupied with something else. Thanks, I really lost track of time. Huh, yeah. I can wait to that. I'll probably go soon. I'm waiting for my friend. I only wondered about his friend for a moment until I saw him. A much shorter guy came out from the bathroom, looking very cheerful. All right, Lawrence, let's. Ah, there's someone else here. I smiled ugly at the redhead. I thought I caught a flash of panic on his face before he spoke again. Well, my name's Rin, and you're adorable, Rin. It's nice to meet you. He looked at me especially. Oh, my name's YN. It's nice to meet you too. We all looked at each other for a moment. What was up with these two? Like they're going together? Saying, is everything okay, Rin? We have to just say this. Everything's great. Yeah, I know. I could guess around before it closes. Oh, he tarred off to the bartender before I could say anything. Then Lawrence followed them. I stared after them, confused about the whole situation. Rin must be older than he looks, since the bartender is serving him. I sat down at the table and kept watching. They were talking to her quickly and quietly. It's almost like they were arguing. But then they both returned and smiled. Lawrence set the drinks down in front of each of us. Okay, one drink for the night. And we have to go with Lawrence's drink. We have to. I reached across the table and looked at the drink in front of Lawrence. I took a sip. It was a rum and coke, a comforting drink. I relaxed a bit as I finished it. I never had it. I looked across the table at my new companions. Lawrence didn't touch their drink. Rin started to look more worried. It's really late. I think I should leave. Wait, you're leaving? Sorry. Rin ran out of the door. Hey, wait! Then Lawrence ran after him. I stood there baffled. Then I shook my head. Those two are really none of my business. Oh, I think they're gonna make themselves our business. I really should be heading home. I grabbed my coat and strolled out of the pub into the crisp night air. Lawrence and Rin were nowhere in sight. Well, that was weird. I started walking down the sidewalk and felt something tap my shoulder. I jumped, startled, and turned around. Uh-oh. Hey, Lawrence. Ah! You startled me. He seemed to be struggling with what to say. Rin, His path split from mine. Better luck next time? It's late. Rin left by himself. I should go too. Rin was different. I'm sure Rin just wanted to get home. And I'm going home too. Dodge. Dodge. I want to dodge. He took a swing at me. It doesn't matter if we have to dodge or not, but I just want to dodge him. His fist connected with the brick before my head used to be. Where my head used to be. I started running down the street, away from him. This guy's nuts. What was our first clue? I stumble a bit as I tried to run. Okay, technically we have a first clue until after I start rambling right now. All the drinks I had earlier in the night were slowing my steps. I kept moving. I couldn't hear him behind me. I felt a pang of dizziness for a moment. There was an alley to the right. I veered to the alley and pressed my back against the wall and pressed the backstay right here. Why-in? Come with me, I'll help you. I sway on my feet. Rin, you got... I don't feel... I know. I begin to collapse as he tried to hold me up. It'll be okay. I woke up in a comfortable chair. Very comfortable. In a very nice house compared to the, Lawrence's. In a strange house. What happened? I tried to remember as someone familiar approached me. Oh, you're awake. Do you feel better now? You've been asleep for hours. I groaned and rubbed my head. Right, I went out, and then these two guys. Okay, like, what happened about your foxtail? I already know that you're a, Kitsu, but what happened? Well, you talked to me and my friend Lawrence at the pub. Then you left and Lawrence is gonna try to kidnap us. Well, I guess you were feeling drunk or sick or something. You fell down and I couldn't wake you up. No way to ask where you live. And I couldn't just leave you there in the cold. So I took you home. Anyway, now that you're up, I bet you're feeling hungry. He's just being a sweetheart. Why don't I make you something to eat? I really should be leaving. Uh-oh, I don't think he liked that answer. I'm sure you could stay for some food. We're only just met. It's been so long since I had anyone to cook for. Okay, my thing, what happened to Stride? What happened to Stride? Whoops. I'm rambling. I'll just be a bit. I have to find out what happened to Stride. Sit tight. Okay. I shifted in the seat and heard a soft clicking. What the crap? He chained us up. Did you learn this from Stride? There was a huge chain on the floor, from the wall to my ankle. I was about to say something when I noticed something heavy around my neck as well. I reached up. What is this? Some kind of collar? Is he doing this for Stride? Or more like a neck-size shackle. I realized moments after that I yelped loudly at the discovery. I heard the quiet sounds in the kitchen stop. I stood up, gasping at the metal ringing around my neck, not finding any way to open it. He returned to the living room, leisurely, not seeming too concerned about my distress. Are you, Rin? I thought you were sweet. I thought you were gonna be a sweet cinnamon roll. What's wrong, Wyan? Why am I chained to the wall? Oh, there's no need to be worried, Ryan. I know it seems a little different, but just trust me, okay? We'll be best friends before you know it. Kind of scared because I know you were with Stride in the first game. I'm deeply afraid of you right now. But at the same time, I think he's just adorable. I gulped and reached up to touch the collar around my neck. Ah, that. It's a little hand-me-down. A gift from my new friend. Are you insane? This is worse than leaving me outside. You can't just chain me people up. I think he's getting mad. This is kidnapping. I think we've been kidnapped by everyone in this game already, so, what's new? He reached into the back pocket for something. I suppose we'll have to start right away with your training. So did he put a shock collar on me? What? Yeah, he put a shock collar on us. Wow. I wavered on my feet. It felt like I was being punched all over at once. But now it's completely gone. Looks like it still works, huh? 1,000 things went through my head at once. He put some sort of electric collar on me. Where does someone even get something like that? Probably Amazon. What did he mean by training? Is he crazy enough to kill me? How can I get out of here? I think everyone's crazy enough to kill us in this game. And have. He's no exception. I couldn't focus. I just stared at him, still desperately grabbing the collar. Alright, let's try it. Test number 2. I tensed up. Sit. Obey. I didn't want to feel that shock again. Sitting really did no big deal anyway. I knelt down and sat on my knees on the floor. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. We are already starting to click. Ah, I almost forgot about dinner. You're gonna love it. Okay, I think Stride made him broke his mind, and this is why he's doing this. I'll get back to work. You deserve a good hot meal. He slipped out of the room. I went down at my knees. What the heck have I gone into? I bit my lip and climbed back up into the chair. I sank into the soft cushions. The chain certainly isn't breaking. I heard the quiet sound of the cooking start again in the kitchen. The shackle on my ankle looked as indestructible as a collar on my neck. I heard the hiss of something in a skillet. Is make us eggs? My eyes traveled down the chain to the wall. That's something that's starting to smell really good. I shook my head. Concentrate. The wall. It's just a normal house as well. House wall. There's got to be the weak point. That's got to be the weak point. I stared at it for a while, contemplating if I should just get up right now. I didn't think that was a good idea. He would hear me, and he still got that remote. Why in? I gasped and jumped in the chair. Oh, I can't hear you. I stammer and give him a nervous smile. Hey, yeah, I can be pretty quiet. Anyway, dinner served. He held out a plate, heaped in mashed potatoes and steak to me. Oh, he says give me a steak and mashed potatoes. I took it, eyes wide. That looks really good. What's it made of? Well, looks don't mean much anyway. What matters is how it tastes. Oh, I forgot if I got a fork. I'll be right back. Can I also have a knife? I don't think he's gonna let us have a knife. You know, for the steak? I suppose it would be pretty hard to eat with just a fork. Oh, it's also very hard to eat with just two plastic knives, too. I heard him rattle through some drawers for cutlery. He came back quickly, beaming and holding out a knife and fork. I actually know that for her spirits. I took it quietly and looked down at my meal. It seemed awkward to eat in front of someone like this, but I was starving and smelled amazing. Everything else is wrong. I may as well enjoy this. I took a bite. Well, let's attack him. Attack him. Now that I got a weapon, I need him a little closer. Rin, there's something in my potatoes. Really? My heart was hammering in my chest. He leaned in much closer. Perfect. I swiped for his neck. You. I instantly leaned away. He was so fast. Well, he is a fox. He was bristling. You're lucky. I have more patience than he did. Oh, Stride? Wait, was that past tense? Wait, what? Wait? I gasped and fell back against the chair. My plate, my food, and the knife all clattered to the ground. Looks like you're going hungry tonight. I looked down at the mess dully. He gathered up the plate into his utensils. Then he turned to take them to the kitchen with a flustered sigh. I considered pulling my knees up to my chest while I waited. I lifted my foot slightly, hearing the clink of the chain reminding me. Right. I looked up in time to see him returning. All right. The cookie wiped his hands on his shirt. Okay, what is he gonna do to us? Maybe it's best that we could get you settled in. Give you some time to adjust. I just looked at him. What did he mean by settled in? Having a stay with him. To my surprise, he pulled out a small key and bent down to my shackle. Don't forget about your collar. We try to attack you, you're gonna let go of our shackle. Guarantee, even if you shocked us, some people will probably give our immunity to just run. Someone could Yash catch him. I gulped, reaching up to touch it. I'm going to open this, but if you aren't good, I'll have to shock you. I nodded slowly. As long as he takes that off, I'll be in a better position to sneak off when he's asleep. It clicked open and fell to the ground. His tail swished slowly as he started to relax. Okay, come with me. I'll show you to your room. My room? He held my arm gently and guided me down the short hallway to the door. He swung the door open. A simple bedroom. No bars, no chains or anything. I know it's kind of boring, but I didn't know what you'd like. Once I got to know you better, we could spruce this up. My eyeballs froze. Say nothing. Well, I'm sure you could use some time to relax. I'll let you get some rest. He slipped out of the door and closed it behind him, leaving me in the room. I could hear him walking away, but from what I could tell, he didn't lock it or anything. I looked over to the bed, touching the metal ring around my neck. He has to sleep sometime. Maybe for now, I'll just bide my time. I went to the window first. It didn't even seem to be a way to open it. The glass looking too thick to smash with anything in the room. Outside, it was some rich-looking suburban neighborhood. Where the heck am I? The window was facing some fancy backyards. It looks like the kind of place that's had homeowner meetings, HO meetings, book clubs, and backyard barbecues. You could have a backyard barbecue in a poor neighborhood too. I explored the bedroom slowly. It was like a hotel room. Nothing in the way of doors. Clean looking, clean smelling. Now that I was thinking about it, the living room was sort of looked unused too. Or at least really new. What kind of person Fox lives in a house like this? And what does he do for a living? I flopped on the bed, staring upward. I tried to go through theories in my head to make this make sense. The theories only grew more and more outlandish as I started to doze. At some point, I couldn't be able to remember. I fell asleep. I shifted on the soft bed. Waking up slowly, I began to wonder where I was. Then it all came flooding back. I found myself up and off the bed. It's morning. Ugh. I walked quietly to the bedroom door, straining to hear anything. It was completely silent. I tried the doorknob. The door opens easily. Oh. Explore the house. Well, I'm not just gonna stay in here. I've tiptoed into the living room where I was chained before. No sign of Ren. Like, where is he? I looked around the room at my options. There's a stair to the second floor, another door under those stairs. Then, of course, there's the kitchen. Maybe there's a weapon there. I looked towards the entranceway. Or could I just make a break for it? Okay, I am going to open the door door under the stairs. I want to know what's under the stairs. I stared at the simple-looking door, because it could be good. There's something weird about it. The handle was strange. I turned it and heard a few clicks. It's heavy. As I swung the door open, I saw the other side was thick and metal. What the heck? Wait. This gives me deja vu. I fumbled over the light switch, and eventually the flickering light veiled stairs into a dark basement. Is this actually Stride's house? Something about it makes me feel nervous. Go down. I need to know what's going down there. I want to know, is it Stride's house? I stepped down the wooden stairs, creaking softly. It smells musty and coppery. I felt along the wall, looking for another light. There! I stared at my surroundings. It's nothing like the rest of the house. It feels old and used and lived in. Then there's stains. Okay, this is definitely Stride's. A shiver crawled up my spine. Everywhere. I gulped and took a involuntary step back. The woodworking tools shone in a sinister way under the artificial basement light. Definitely Stride's house. All I could hear was a hum of a small fridge and a large freezer. My gaze walked on the deep freezer. More stains. I approached it. I was filled with an irrational need to open it. I placed my shaking hand on the lid and lifted. It opened with a suctioned creak. My eyes adjusted to the light. Okay, that's Stride. So it can confirm that Stride is dead. Good riddance. Oh my god. No. Yes. I stumbled backwards, falling to the floor. About time. Karma took him out. The lid of the freezer fell with a bang. No. He's a murderer. Well, no. Well, technically, yes. Because there's gonna be bad ends for him. But Stride did worse. So self-defense. I got to get out of here. I scrambled to my feet and ran up the stairs. I heard a door open with a loud thud. Rin. I looked around quickly. I should get back to the bedroom. I ran as quickly and quietly as I could back to the room he left me in. I closed the door silently, my head throbbing. I didn't think he noticed anything. I allowed a sigh of relief before pressing my ear to the door. More thumps. Come on. Isn't that what you wanted? Who's he talking to? He's moving further away. I strained to hear him. Wyan. I jumped. Are you in your room? Come out in here. I have a surprise for you. I think that was my stomach. I cleared my throat, rousing my voice was choked. Yes. I came out of the room slowly. Did you have a nice rest? I hoped you couldn't see me sweating. Yeah. Great. Come on now. I got everything set up in the spare room. He motioned me over to the door that I had assumed was a closet. Check out. I cautiously looked inside the darker room. My eyes adjusted to the darkness. Hey, Lawrence. What is he doing to you? I thought you were friends. Well, I would say you're cute, but right now you look like you need some devil horns. You have more than a cane. Love Vern, though. Well, what? Was the other guy from the pub. You remember Lawrence? Yeah, I remember him. So I get to take my revenge on him or something for his route? I just stared astounded. Lawrence was going to be my new friend, but then you came along. He grinned at the terrified man in the chair. You left before. Okay, I love this whole CG. It's weird how quickly things can change, isn't it? I gulped hard. And why is he here now? Okay, I'm definitely feeling for Lawrence right here. Rin flashed me a feigned smile. Then he reached for something behind himself. He wielded a knife. Before I could react in fear, he held it out to me. I want us to share something really special, Wyan. It could be serious. I held the knife. You want me to hurt him? I heard Warren's muffled whimper as Rin looked me over. Hurt him? Make him bleed? Cry. Kill him. The knife curved in my hand. It's definitely going to be more than that. I have hand tremors. Rin flashed the remote. And don't you dare try to attack me again. I can stir the people in the room and the collar around my neck. Still attack him. I suppose I think I'm gonna cut him anyway. It's karma. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I know you're looking sad, and I know you might have some mental problems, but cut Lawrence. I don't have a choice. I stepped closer to Lawrence with the knife. I considered apologizing to him, but what would be the point? Go on. Make it quick. I leaned to press the knife to his neck. At least I can try to make this as painless as possible. Part of me wanted to look away from him, to stop seeing the animal-like fear in his eyes, but I couldn't. I looked him in the eye and swept the blade across his flesh. It only took a moment. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I watched the blood seeping down his chest as he convulsed weakly. I could feel hot tears streaming down my face, matching the spill. I dropped the knife. He just needed a what do you call it? Therapist. After what felt like much too long, he finally stopped moving. I jumped in surprise, feeling Rin's arms snake around my waist. I knew we'll get along. Strade needs the mental asylum. Hey. I collapsed to my knees. I'm a murderer. Technically not self-defense too, but yeah, we are. He rubbed my back eventually. Don't worry, Wyan. So am I. I understand you. I had my knees. I'm the only one that really understands you now. Yeah, because Stride's he's technically not 6 feet under, but he's 6 feet under. Because he's kinda gone. As in no longer living. I don't want this. He took his hands from my back and I immediately missed the contact. Why don't you go ask him? I need to wash up. I nodded, my throat too dry to speak. I quickly stood up and staggered out of the small room. The bright, clean living room felt like a joke. After what I just did, I fell onto the couch. I buried my face into the cushions. This can't be real. I tried to relax, but ended up just dozing restlessly. Did killing him just make our sanity go up? I think it would go down. I woke up with a deep feeling of dread. Then I realized where I was, and it doubled. Hey, Wyan. I couldn't get Lawrence's face out of my head. And by the looks of it, near could Rin. There was a tense silence before Rin finally spoke. I thought this would be easy. I mean, not really. Is it because of Stride? I looked at him questioningly. Killed someone. Oh yeah, because... Wait. So what's Stride doing there? Not before Lawrence. What about the guy in the basement? You know, what about, Stride down there? What? How did you... I went in the basement when you were gone. And I saw... Well, you know... Stride. Good, Rin. I'm gonna give you a hug for that. He looked flustered and scared. I didn't kill him. He died by himself. I remember the man in the freezer. All the blood in his chest. How did he die? Because I kind of want to know. Rin visibly clamped up. He brought him someone home. He sometimes waited patiently for him to continue. Yeah, he does snuff films. He sometimes hurt people. Yeah, it was not sometimes. He did it for a living. I looked at Rin's face and neck in the dark web. Someone wondering about those scars. He's messed up. Oh, he was definitely messed. He definitely was messed up. They got a knife. And, well, they both ended up dead. I tried to think it over for a moment. It was adding up. I looked back at Rin. Where's their body then? He hurt people? Oh, yeah, he did. Rin looked uncomfortable. Well, he said, that's how you can really know someone. Yeah, you buy them a drink and talk to them. I squinted at Rin, or just talk to them. Like, really know them. What, like what their insides look at like? So yeah. Sometimes he hurt people. Sometimes he killed people. Sometimes he did both. I remember the basement. And stains on the floor. Sounds like he was a psychopath. It sounds like he was a psychopath. His fur bristled. No. Weak people die. No, he was a complete another psychopath. Strong people live. That's how it works. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Oh, I didn't. I did mean it like that. That's all in the past now anyway. It doesn't matter. Huh? The past is all over. I reached for him slowly and pet his hair. He accepted it, seeming to calm down a little. I'm here now. And I like it. I like it here. You do? And I like you. I sure looked strange, someone in a chain and the collar, petting their captor. Who's a fox? But I didn't care. I'll take care of you. He laxed. I'll take care of you too. He crawled onto the couch with me. I heard the soft clicking of the chain on the floor. But it didn't bother me. You survived. You'll take care of each other. But his chest. He's already dead. And I. Oh, so you didn't kill him? Damn it, Rin. I thought you were gonna kill him. I realized Rin was breathing harder and I leaned away from him. I went apart. After all the things he did to me, to everyone else, yeah. To him, to everyone else, yeah. I deserved it. With all the trauma he put you through, yes, he definitely deserved it. He deserved far worse. I need a piece of him to take with me. And he looked so good, still warm. So I just cut him open. Just like he'd not like he'd feel it, even though you want him to feel it. And I got it. I ate it. My eyes widened. Ate what? I yelped as Rin snapped at me. I am not human. I ate his heart. Good, Rin. I stumbled backwards, trying to get away from him. I know what you're thinking, YN. Oh, how terrible, how disgusting. No, I'm thinking he deserved it. Stride deserved it. He deserved far worse. Does that sound right? I shook my head quickly. I decide that I don't want to hear what you think anymore. No, please. Right. The pain shot through my body like fire. I was only dimly aware that I'd fallen back and that Rin had pounced on top of me. And he just looks so adorable while he's killing us. I can't move. I tried to scream, but his dug claws into my chest, from my heart, from my shirt. I only managed terrified choke wheezes as he tore through the material and flesh. I had nothing left to fight with. I could only stare in dull horror as he pulled the deepest part of me out. He died. Rin ate your heart. In a cute way. found another ending. Well, let's instead go and say you're a monster. You're a monster. He looked hurt for a moment, but then something changed. Stride was a monster. Oh yeah, he was. I'm not even just gonna say it. You're sweet. You're sweet. You're a sweet cinnamon roll compared to Stride. I'm pretty sure Peter's a sweet cinnamon roll compared to Stride. More, in fact, I think most slashers are cinnamon rolls compared to Stride. Lawrence was a monster. All I wanted was for someone to love me. He was breathing hard. Lawrence needed therapy. He was breathing hard. I took a step back. I was lonely, and I chose you. But then you're ungrateful, unloving. You're the monster. He raised the remote. I tried to run, but it was too late. I fell to the floor. I gasped for air. I didn't have time to beg before he pressed it again. Eventually, the pain stopped. He died. Rin shocked you to death. Now, instead, I'm going to say nothing. I have you now. He shook his head. Look at me, getting all worked up about the past. His worried expression was only partially replaced by a strange smile. I don't need to worry about him anymore. And you don't need to worry about anything. You'll never leave me. Aw, I won't. You're so adorable. I won't let you die. I'll take care of you. Forever. You survived. Rin won't let you die. Now, instead, I'm going to say nothing. I have you now. He shook his head. Look at me, getting all worked up about the past. His worried expression was only partially replaced by a strange smile. I don't need to worry about him anymore. And you don't need to worry about anything. You'll never leave me. Aw, I won't. You're so adorable. I won't let you die. I'll take care of you. Forever. You survived. Rin won't let you die. So apparently I had to change a little bit, a few things on day one. Choices on day one, and it'll give us a different outcome. It's when you say you're a monster. I'm not. You start crying. I was so lonely. He broke down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. I flinched as he lifted the remote. But he pressed a different button. I heard a metal click and the collar around my neck spun open. I fell forward. I want to give him a hug. I fell to the floor in front of me and I looked at Rin in surprise. You need to go. I almost wanted to comfort him, but my survival instinct told me that this chance won't last. You're right. I am a monster. I took a step backward. Go! He screamed at me, and I turned on my heel. I ran to the door and stumbled outside. I ran until I couldn't anymore. And I never turned back. He survived. He ran from Rin. Isn't he dead, though? That was a stupid mistake. It wasn't fair. He took a deep breath, looking like he was trying to hold back tears. He was the only one. Rin? What are you talking about? He took care of me. After he tortured you. Pretty sure he tortured you. You had a collar on you yourself, so. And it looks like he only hurt you. You can't hold back the tears anymore. That's not true. No one ever cared about me like that. He loved me. Rin shifted and slouched, shrieking down. And now he's gone. I never felt more empty. He started sobbing. Why did I... What did he do? What did you do? I asked him cautiously. Quietly, almost a whisper. I could tell he was unstable. Dangerous. Rin shifted and lifted his head. I didn't do anything. He looked at me. I looked at him, confused. What did it mean? I didn't do anything. There he is. He got karma. I didn't do anything. He told me to help him. He even begged me. But I didn't do anything. I can only think of the things he did. Why didn't I help him? Well, because karma came knocking. He never needed him. What? You never needed him. Of course I did. I didn't have anything before him. My family hates me. I didn't have any friends. He was only... Stop. What? You're alive now, right? Yes, I guess. You've done that without and without him. With and without him. You don't need him. And you don't need me. But, okay, you need us. We'll adopt you. You've been through pain. But you don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. So why not wait to find out? I don't want any more pain. I'm scared. That's okay. The future's scary. But it can be fun too. You're only gonna get one chance at this, Rin. I tensed up as he raised the remote. But instead of shock, I heard a quiet click. The car popped open and fell to the floor like a dead weight. Please, just go. Before I changed my mind again. I paused for a moment. Then I grabbed a pen and paper off the coffee table. I'm gonna leave. But I want you to have my number. You have someone to talk to. I want to be your friend, for real. Call me and we can do something fun together. Something we both like. Okay? He nodded silently. I can't know what the future holds either. But I'm willing to find out. You survived. You helped Rin. Okay, now instead of cutting him, we're gonna go, please don't make me. Rin, I didn't do anything. I'll do anything else. Just please don't make me hurt anyone. Just don't have the stomach for it, do you? No? Maybe. Depends on the person. I shook my head. I guess it's asking a little too much. He held out his hand for the knife. You could watch me do it. Lawrence let out another whimper. Give Rin the knife. I squeezed my eyes shut and surrendered the knife to Rin. I suppose I should be more flexible. He took the knife and moved behind Lawrence. He moved the knife gently against the skin of Lawrence's neck. I didn't think you'd be so delicate. I couldn't tell if he was talking about me or Lawrence, or both of us. But I didn't dare to make a sound. Rin's arms moved suddenly, swiftly. He punched the knife into Lawrence's arm. He lunged forward with a muffled scream. Rin looked up at me excitedly. And with glowing eyes. His eyes seemed more like animals now. I just kept watching, frozen fear. He was breathing harder. He twisted the blade and grinned, showing his fangs. I couldn't move. This can't be real. How do you feel? I moved my lips, but no words escaped them. He wrenched the knife from Lawrence's shoulder and over his neck. Answer me. I forced myself to standing against the fear like a nightmare. I'm scared. Once the dam broke, the words flooded out of me. This is wrong. Can't you see he's in pain? I'm scared. I don't want this. Rin laughed softly. That's better. I closed my eyes and sighed and leave. The leaf only lasted a second before I heard a muffled scream. I felt hopeless once again as I watched him plunge the blade into Lawrence's gut. I couldn't look away. I watched him drag it upwards as blood spilled out. And his organs. I couldn't close my eyes. I saw Lawrence's eyes, Ren's, and everything slowly slipped out of him. He's still alive. He's still... I must have stopped breathing. I blacked out. Hey, Wyan. He kind of dozed off there. Huh? He changed his clothes. How long did he get Stride's clothes? Oh my god. I clutched my head, remembering what happened. He's still feeling upset. Did that really happen? Lawrence! Oh, he's dead. You did such a good job. I didn't do it, you did. No. I tried to bring my knees to my chest. I was stopped by the sound of metal clicking. I whimpered as I realized I was chained again. Aw, you're so sweet and gentle. I felt like I was breathing too fast. Hey, don't panic now. He rested a hand on my shoulder. You're safe and sound, right where you belong. I'm sorry, you're right. I lowered my head. I can't leave now. Not after why. Don't worry, Wyan. We got the whole house plenty of money. I'll take really good care of you. He cooed softly as he ran finger through my hair. Why don't you take it easy for the rest of the day? I looked up at him. For some reason, I wanted to cry. I got movies and I can make popcorn. He patted me before I could respond. Just sit tight. I sat there in stunned silence while Rin ran to the kitchen to make popcorn. He was humming softly. Eventually, the warm smell and sound of kernels giving to the heat reached me. He yelled to me, "What kind of movies do you like?" Romance. You like those too? He returned to the popcorn and began to rummage through the cabinet. Romance. Why don't have too many of those, unfortunately. Oh! I watch him pull out an unlabeled disc. Is it Twilight? I have a better idea. The thought of protesting was immediately placed by a still too fresh memory of Lawrence's face. Sure. He drew the curtains and turned down the lights. Now it's a little on the gory side. Unlabeled, and this is Stride's old house, so I'm gonna be scared. Like put on. Because he filmed a lot of stuff. He did. He fiddled with the machine, trailing off and mumbling. I mean, I didn't really like them at first. He got it working and flopped down beside me. But they really grew on me. He rubbed my leg. I'm sure you like them too. I flashed him a nervous smile and turned my attention to the TV. It looked like some sort of home video. Backtrack. Oh, we're destroying your entire TV set. I scorned at the darkness before the room in the video suddenly brightened. It was a person tied to a chair. Yeah, that's a Strides. I felt a bit sick, once again before forcing to think of Is this a joke? Shh. He was smiling and crunching on a few kernels of popcorn. The person in the chair was clearly distressed, and their face was hidden under a bag. My eyes widened as I looked behind the stranger in the chair. Is this us from the past game? It's the basement. This basement. And their Stride. Another stranger appeared on the screen. It was hard to identify much about him, since he was wearing a bandana over his face. The stocky man greeted the camera cheerfully. I could tell he was smiling, even though his eyes were only his eyes were showing. My stomach churned as I felt more and more nervous. Rin continued watching as if it was any horror movie. It's definitely not a horror movie. This is worse than a horror movie. I was about to ask what he was before the man on screen spoke again. Oh, you guys are pretty excited this morning. He seemed to be dressing something besides a camera. A laptop? He was reading something. No, we can't touch the eyes yet. How is she supposed to see us having fun first? Oh, yeah, that's a better idea. You're a real gentleman. Wonder Creeper 88. Haha. I curled into a ball. Something about the man's laugh sent a shiver down my spine. That we want to kill him too? Yeah. I think I already did, though. My fears were soon realized as he withdrew a large hunting knife. He touched the woman's hand, and I could hear whimpering inside the sack of her head. Her whimpering turned into a scream as he slammed the knife down, severing her pinky. I realized that the scream from the TV wasn't the only one in the room, and I clamped my hand over my mouth. I turned to Rin, horrified to see him still completely relaxed. Keep watching. I didn't want to say anything anymore. I just hugged my knees and watched the screen on the video unfold, just happy that we're not that YN. The man kept checking that I assume was some sort of chat room. I guess he was streaming it at the time. Definitely not an actual streaming platform because he would be demonetized and then the police would be called. Paul with dark web. I didn't dare look away. He cut her fingers off. Then he carved lines in her chest, showing her off to the camera. She was screaming and begging him to stop. She also called people in the chat room all sorts of names. He just laughed and kept muting her. He had a power drill. He was ordering it to her mouth. Ah! My trance broke and my eyes shot at Rin. Popcorn is mostly air. This part makes me hungry. He patted my knee as I started to be wandered. I'll be right back. He skipped off towards the kitchen. Something small and quiet at the back of my head told me I didn't have to watch anymore. I let go of something and turned my face back to the screen. Well, she's dead. There was blood all over her now, and the man was unzipping his... Yep, this is Strade. I watched dully. Then I felt Rin sit down beside me. I turned my head, no longer afraid. What do you have there, Rin? I'm pretty sure that's less scary than what we're watching. He crawled open a plastic wrap package of supermarket meat. Or meat byproducts. Chicken hearts. Want one? I think I have to have it cooked. It felt so much better to not be afraid, especially of him. Yes, please. He sat up and picked one out, then held it to my lips. Can't knock it until I try it. Well, I think he could eat it uncooked, but I can't. I sipped the small bloody organ and chew on it slowly. It was still cold from the fridge, and I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to eat it raw. Well, I was barely aware of the grunty scene on the TV anymore. I licked the blood from my lips and nuzzled closer to him, feeling his tail wrap around me. Maybe it'll be better warm. Oh, you're absolutely right. He hugged me close. I knew I never wanted to leave. You survived. You let Rin take care of you. Now I'm gonna say, I'm scared. You're scared? I've been so generous and kind. I've been coddling you. Of course this hasn't been working. Rin, I've been doing it wrong. Please, I'm sorry. Oh, you're not sorry yet. But you will be. Welcome back to the world of the waking YN. Uh-oh, this is definitely familiar. No! The basement! And welcome to the shop. Rin breathed deep, seeming to smell the air around him. It's so alive down here. I backed up a step and ran into the large metal pole. I haven't tied you up yet. I glanced at the stairs, because I want you to do something for me. I bit my lip, eyeing the remote in his hand. I waited for a request. I want you to strip. Rin, no. What? Take your clothes off. Make a break for it. I fell to my knees, gripping innocently at the collar. My head fell forward. I couldn't feel myself pulling. Everything hurt so much, it felt like my mind was on fire. He did this to me. I woke up. Rin, I was breathing harder. Everything on fire. He had me feel... YN, what are you doing? What was I? I looked down again. I was rubbing my knees together. Uh-oh. I think we like the shock. Slowly. Rin, please. More. My nerves were buzzing. He crouched closer. I won him. I won. I spread my... suddenly spread in front of him. Hurt me. The blaze was getting brighter. I sank really into the darkness. I found what I needed. A weak smile crossed my features as I slipped into unconsciousness. I knew when I woke up I'll do anything for more. You survived. You begged for more. Okay, this time I'll obey. I looked down. It's not like I have a choice. I pull my shirt up and pants quickly. I hesitate with only a short distance at Rin before touching my underwear. I allowed to feed its eye and remove those two. I tried my best to cover myself awkwardly as he kicked the clothes further from me. Rin. Good. Now sit. I shivered not tired from the cold basement on my bare feet. My fear of him. I slowly crouched and sat on my knees, hugging close, my back against the pole. Stay still. He moved behind me and gripped my arms. I squeaked. A small protest, but he moved quickly. He yanked them behind the pole, and with a sharp, unmistakable noise of a zip tie, I was bound. There. Now we're all set up. Are you gonna do... go in his footsteps. I squirm on the floor. Please. Oh, hush. He played with the knife in his hands. This is a gift. He stepped closer. Sometimes lessons hurt, but you'll learn to appreciate them. I pulled my knees closer, curling as tightly as I could, with my arms behind me. Put your legs down. I hesitate. Now. There's nothing I can do. I slipped my feet forward, trembling. He crouched over my lap, his tail twitching sideways. He positioned the knife on my chest. I let a small amount of relief, seeing him move it sideways, getting ready to cut rather than stab. But the wave was short-lived once he sank the blade in. I hissed in pain and gritted my teeth. I wanted to sink further away from the knife, but the pain was making my chest heave. He held it firmly and close. Each breath made it cut deeper. I couldn't help but start to cry. Then he just leaned back to admire his work. I slowly looked down with a whimper. It's a heart. I could feel my hot tears mixing with the blood in my chest. Do you like it? Yes. Oh, I knew you'd understand. He beamed at me. I do understand. My bloody chest was stinging, but it felt warm too. I need more power tools. Oh, no. My eyes widened with worry as he ran up the basement stairs. But, I looked around at all the tools in the basement. Why did he go upstairs? You survived. He never let you go. Now we're gonna make a break for it. This time we actually try to escape beforehand on day 2. So it's gonna be a little different. Make a break for it. I felt my knees gripping endlessly at the collar. But I can't. I can't. I couldn't move. I couldn't even feel anymore. I could open my eyes. And somehow I knew I'll never open them again. At least I didn't hurt anymore. You died, your body gave out. Okay, I went back and killed RP dwarves myself after doing a different way to get it. And now we're gonna go obey again, but I'm gonna actually skip all this because we've already done it before. And now we're supposed to go with it hurts. I shivered on the floor. Haha. Well, that is the idea. You look a little pale. I pull my knees back up. I haven't gone Strade yet. What? I tried to protest, but he was ignoring me and frowning at the knife in his hand. Needs something. He turned and rummaged through the drawers. Oh. Okay, you finally have to figure out what a power tool is, right? I had to cut it out, but I'm gonna probably have to cut it out, but his definition of power tool is NSFW toys. He bears some sort of electric gun. I just can't say it for YouTube guidelines. He bears some sort of electric gun. I always wanted to try this. Try what? You know, Strade gives me a panic attack because I actually know how to use those tools a little bit more properly. He waved it slightly. A nail gun. I have no idea how it works. My throat felt dry, and I think I know how to use it more proper than Rin. I could stop staring. Never used one. He pressed the tip of the wooden countertop and pulled the trigger. Bang. Whoa. He turned back to me, grinning. That was crazy. That was scary. I choked out a small noise. Please. Please stop. Why should I? You're being crazy. Do you understand the position you're in right now? I clenched my jaw and started to sweat. You're assaulting me. I pulled my knees closer. Spread your legs. I looked at him shocked. I won't repeat myself. Obey. If I don't, he'll just shock me. And worse is I'll have to edit some of the stuff he does out. Or worse. I bit my lip and shakily let my knees fall to the side. The worry of what he was going to do kept my mind faring far from any embarrassment. He crouched between my thighs. Rin! I squeaked as he reached for the sensitive flesh between my legs. Rin, behave. I squeezed my eyes shut as even through the fear, I could feel my face getting hot. He pulled at me. I opened my eyes again, and he has power soul again. About the nail gun again. I didn't have time to scream. Pain. He leaned back trembly as I began to shake and sob. I pressed my knees back together, but it did nothing for the pain. My. Apologize. I looked up, my eyes red with tears. It was hard to even remember what to apologize for the pain. I'm sorry. You're not crazy. I sobbed harder. Oh, you definitely are crazy right now. I'm sorry. I'm getting the spray ball next time. That's better. You know, I'm doing this because I love you. Ren. Your definition of love is kind of even more screwed than any actual yacht nerds we played. Well, or Stride. Figure out him as a on there. And you love me too, right? Yes. Rin stared hard at me. I kept my eyes on his, even the tears streamed down my face. Suddenly he relaxed. I guess I'll give you a break. He shot up and pressed his foot between my legs. I cried out at the pressure of my damaged flesh. Even if you're lying. He moved his toes, making more agonizing whimpers from me. We have all the time in the world to make it true. I cried and shivered. I'm never going to leave this house. You survived. And you got a new piercing. Okay, now we're gonna say nothing. Because we know he's gonna give us a piercing if we say he's crazy. You say nothing. I couldn't think of anything else I could do. See, there's nothing you can do about it. He pulls my knees together with his foot and positioned the gun over my calf. No, no, no! I wittered uselessly as he pulled the trigger. Bang! I screamed and slumped forward. That really works, huh? I look up through my tears as he moved the tip of the gun to my leg a bit. Up my leg a bit. I start to sob. Bang! I jerked hard against my biting. I could feel the ties cutting into my wrist. He ignored my sobbing and screaming. He just slid the tool slowly up my leg. Bang! 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 I was shaking. I couldn't even think. I wasn't even screaming anymore. Come on, YN. You can't be worn out already. My wrist, my leg. Everything hurts. I feel dizzy. Huh. My head fell forward. I always thought it was ridiculous how he got excited that quickly. Now you know? He let out a strange laugh. I guess it's pretty easy to get carried away. His voice was sounding far away. It sounded like a hissing stag instead. Hey. Crawled figures snapped in front of my face. I snapped back to the present as I felt a nail pull into my leg. You're bleeding and crying everywhere. You pulled a nerve. We'll get you all cleaned up, I felt sick. Don't worry. I got much better self-control. My head fell forward again. Eventually, I felt him drag me somewhere with running water. You're not going anywhere. You survived. You got to enjoy his self-control forever. Okay, I'm gonna say nothing when I tried to tell him about that he didn't need Stride. Say nothing. Rin continued to shake slightly for a few moments. When he finally spoke again, his voice was soft and even. Now he's gone, and I've been trying to replace him, but I can't. You're nothing like him. What a mistake. Everything I do is a mistake. I deserve to be alone. He raised the remote. I didn't have time to react. I woke up and looked around. The living room was becoming familiar to me. I wasn't sure how I felt about that. I looked down and noticed I was no longer chained to the wall. I reached up. No collar either. Rin? I searched around the room and yelled louder. Rin? No reply, just silence. I searched the entire house and waited, but he never came back. You survived. Now the house is yours. Oh, we're definitely just going back to our apartment. Okay, instead of obeying, we're gonna fuse. I kept my knees pressed together. I was not going to. I coughed and wheezed in pain. My legs collapsed uselessly to the sides. He crouched between my thighs. Rin, I squeaked as he reached for the scented flesh between my legs. Okay, we are just gonna skip until... We're gonna go... No. He looked at the nail gun in his hands. His silence was making me rethink my reply. Before I could say anything else, he turned and walked away. He left the nail gun on the counter and climbed the stairs quietly. I whimpered and pulled out the ties of my wrist. What do I do now? Why did I say no? My increasing regret was eventually interrupted by the soft creaking of the wooden stairs. I didn't have to look him over long enough to see what he left for. A gun. Pew pew. Glad to edit that out because YouTube's being a butt. A real pew pew. I'm just being safe. It's funny. He raised the weapon. Stride had so many tools, and more knives than I could bother to count. But he only had one gun. I couldn't move. I wasn't even sure I was breathing. He must not have light guns. I'm gonna die. But I kinda like it. I'm going to die in this house. To a cute fox guy. A crazy cute fox guy. Well, tell me you love me. Refuse. Look down at my bloody lap. Why drag this out? If I live through this, he'll just torment me forever. I looked up. No. What a mistake. No, I'll see you in heck though. No one will ever love me like he did. You died. Rin shot you in the head. Okay, so now we're gonna go with Neither Have I. About, when we're gonna tell him that we have never killed anyone before. Neither have I. Is that a joke? I shuddered and let out a small, awkward laugh. He joined me and exchanged a bit and relaxed a bit. I guess we're both criminals now. Yeah. Well, this house is made for people like us. Yeah, Stride's house, I know. I looked around the seemingly pleasant room. Is that so bad? No. And we have each other. Yeah. We got each other. You survived. It's not so bad. Now instead of going, you're crazy, or saying nothing, I'll do anything. He paused at the offer. Anything? I took another look at the nail gun, weighing my options. Yeah, anything has to be better than that. Well, it depends on the anything. I nodded surely. Get up on your knees. He looked a bit nervous. I shuddered to sit up with my arms tied back. When I finally managed to get up, he moved forward and pressed against me. I started to realize what he wanted as he unzipped. My eyes widened as he pressed the tip of the nail gun to my shoulder. Don't bite me. Okay. I think you bite more. Because you're a fox? I look at him. I won't. Bang. He jumped backwards and yelped in surprise. I just stared at my mouth open and dripping in shock. Then the pain blossomed from my shoulder. I watched forward and allowed gasping pain moan. My arms strained against my bones, and the agony just got worse. I'm sorry. That's why you don't do that with the nail gun. You put it down. To my surprise, he knelt down to hold me still and stop me from straining more. I didn't mean to pull the trigger. I forgot I had it there. I began to calm down and sniffled. It's okay. He rubbed his forehead on mine quickly before gripping the tip of the nail gun. Nail, wait! He pulled it out quickly as I gasped in pain. He immediately tossed the nail to the side and bent to lick my shoulder. If my cheeks reddened, we'll clean this up and bandage you, okay? He moved to grab the knife and cut the ties around my wrist. And have a nice warm bath. For some reason, I felt tears well up in my eyes again, but I was smiling. That sounds really nice. He kissed my nose and helped me to my feet. Don't worry, Wyan. I'll take really good care of you. You survived. Rin took really good care of you. Okay, instead of fusing, we'll do it. I responded immediately. I love you. I love you. I love you. My voice was just cracking. Of course you said that. You'd say anything right now, wouldn't you? You probably don't mean it. He wore the gun. And the pew-pew. Rin, bang. The sound rang off the walls. Then the ping came. I went down at the hole in my leg. Professor Love, I love you. I may have only met you, but I'll never felt more alive. I'm so scared, and it hurts. But I know. I was shaking. I know I'm supposed to be here. I want to be with you. I need you. I leaned forward, tears streaming down my face. I'm yours, Rin. I'm all yours. I broke down, sobbing into my lap. I didn't flinch when I felt his hand on my head. That's really good start. You survived. You're all his. Okay, this time we're gonna have to do it slowly. I moved closer to Lawrence, watching as he began to panic more. I wasn't sure where to start. I looked at his arm and touched the blade to his skin. I'd never done this to anyone before. I pressed the knife down, sliding and testing it. His arm jerked against the rope and zip ties as he groaned into his gag. Such a strong reaction, even though it was easy. I looked up at his face. He was breathing hard. Scared. I moved the knife over his skin again. He muffled more sounds. I could tell by the beginning begging look in his eyes that he was trying to say, no, and please help me. He wanted so badly for this to stop, more than he ever wanted anything. I flashed the knife in front of him. But there's nothing you can do about it, is there? His head jerked up, and I realized I spoke aloud. The whole room was silent. Written words were frozen, anticipating what I'd do next. I'm the one in charge of this moment. I pressed the knife into Lawrence's thigh and began to scream into the gag as I pressed it further into him, slowly. Seeing him unable to stop me, even though he desperately wanted to, I twisted the knife. It filled me with something that I'd never really felt before. Strangely, I was more aware of the collar around my neck as I did it. I've been helpless too. I pulled the knife out. He was shaking. I lifted his chin so I could look at him. This was porn. I understand how you feel, Lawrence. I wiped the bloody knife from his shirt. You can't stop this. Terror flooded his face. Why did that feel good to say? I'm crying because I see his reaction. I know it's karma for his route, but I pushed the knife into his belly faster. I could tell his screaming was becoming hoarser, even for the gag. It was so soft. I pulled the knife through his flesh and watched blood on and other things that should stay in the human body fall out of him. His head fell to his chest. After a moment of time I couldn't properly recount, I realized I was panting. I glanced over at Rin. I was surprised to see him in fear. I grinned at him. That wasn't so hard. I seized the knife in Lawrence's chest. Yeah, I guess it wasn't. You did great. Was he not expecting me to do it? Probably not. I scoffed. I should clean up. He smiled at me warmly. You could just relax now. Sure. I turned and left him in the small, dark room. The living room seemed brighter and more comfortable than before. I flopped on the couch and leaned back. Something was telling me I should be more bothered by what just happened. I closed my eyes. Why bother freaking out now? I relaxed on the soft cushions and ended up dozing off. Hey, Wyan. You fell asleep. Oh, you're wearing the same clothes from the previous game. I looked up blurrily at Rin, and I've been thinking, you've been getting a little out of hand. What? I sat up straight. The little butthole thinks he's going to shock me again? Look, it's for your own good. I saw him reach for the remote in his pocket. No! Without thinking, I leapt at him. He barely managed to dodge me, ducking low. We were both thrown off balance. He growled quietly and looked at the floor. You. He reached for the chain. I saw him eyeing the chain at our feet and lunged for it myself. I grabbed the chain and slammed it into his neck, pinning him down to the ground. He squirmed under me, trying to claw at me while pressing the chain down harder. He couldn't claw hard enough to make me stop. I knew I wouldn't let it up. I kept pressing it as he got weaker. After one last desperate attempt to claw at me, he slumped down. I watched for a moment as his ear twitched. He was out cold, but still alive. Take his remote. All right, first things first. I leaned over his softly breathing body. I'm taking this. I pulled the small remote from his pocket. I looked it over. Not complicated, but not labeled either. Sure as heck knew what the big button did. Slider probably has something to do with strength. I fiddled with 2 remaining buttons, too fed up to be cautious. I heard a soft click. I reached up. We got off. It opened. It's open. I grinned down at the open collar. Then I focused on Rin. Put on him. I reached down and clicked the collar closed around his neck. I couldn't help but smile at the feeling of victory it gave me. I sat back on the couch and relaxed. I played with the remote and put my feet up on the coffee table. I couldn't wait to see his face when... Oh! Rin stood slowly, clutching his head. He finally looked my way. Yeah, he definitely looks like his, boyfriend to Death 1 right now. He seemed to be remembering. I flashed him a triumphant grin as he noticed the collar on my neck was absent. He touched the collar on himself. Oh no. Oh yes. He cowered, seeing the remote in my hand. Now unchain me. Okay. He shuffled awkwardly and retrieved a small key, and then bent down to unlock the shackle around my ankle. It fell on the floor with a soft hump. Thank you, Ren. I appreciate it. He seemed surprised, but he appeared to relax a tiny bit. You're welcome. I'm sorry. His voice was sounding desperate. I shouldn't have pushed you like that. I reassure him. Hey, it's okay. He looks at me cautiously. I accept your apology. He started to look hopeful. What are you going to do to me? What do you want? Blood. Blood? What do you mean? I look at the side. I think we should go to the basement. I look back at him to see him completely still. How do you... You think I didn't see down there? I narrowed my eyes at him. I saw your dirty little secret down there too. He looked terrified. I couldn't help but feel a bit allocated. Watching him squirm, I raised the remote. Now, I'm not going back down there. Okay, I feel sorry for him. He was panting and trembling. Don't make me do it twice, Rin. He whimpered and turned to walk towards the stairs. I got up to follow, watched him walk silently, slouching in front of me. He paused at the stairs and nudged him forward. Please. Sit. He wept, whimpering, soft, and obeyed. Well, this is the first time, because he's already tried to torture us the last couple. I looked around the basement for something to tie him. I easily found some rope and tied his limbs behind the pole in the middle of the basement. Judging by the stairs, he was not the first person who sat there. I looked down at him. He was still crying. Smooth him. I reached down to pet his hair and ears. He was shaking. Shh, it's okay. I stood and stroked his hair patiently. Eventually, the sobbing turned into sniffling. I could tell he wasn't really convinced, but he became quieter. I stood up straight. Now that you're settled. I look around the musty basement. So many tools. Eventually, everything looked like it would hurt. There's so much to pick from down here. I look over the walls and through the cupboards. Saws, hammers, axes, knives. I chuckle softly as I spot a pair of well-worn black leather gloves. I like these. I rummaged through the drawers and eventually narrowed it down to 2. Something personal. In one of the drawers, a dull shine caught my eye. It was a large hunting knife. I feel formed right here. It looks like a little out of place amongst all these tools. I turned and showed it to Ren. What do you think? He visibly paled and went still. Yeah, I think he brought another Strade into the house. I got closer, interested by his reaction. All these saws and hammers, and you scared of this knife? He tried to shriek away from me, but the pole held him fast. I wanted to be closer to him. I crouched down and held the knife where he could see it. I looked over his arms and legs. You know, you got an awful lot of scars. Yeah, because of this. I saw more tears run down his cheeks. Is this why you're worried about this? I wiggled the knife. He curled up so much as he could. Hey! I grabbed his hair and pulled his head back, watching a yelp. I asked you a question. Yes? It's that knife. That knife. It's getting PSD right here. Why behave? It's been used on you before? He nodded once. By who? His eyes flickered towards the freezer. Him. Huh. Well, I pressed the knife against his cheek. I'm not gonna end up like the freezer butthole. I dragged the blade lightly over the mark on his face, and grinned approvingly at the 2 shades of blood. Please, shh. I grab his ankle and pull his bare leg straight. I punched a knife into the meat of his upper thigh. He screamed and blood began to drip from the wound. I was suddenly overcome by a strange feeling of jealousy. These other marks weren't made by me. We're gonna do more just because of a Strade. I held down his leg and pulled a sharp edge through an old scar. He screamed and whirred under my grip. But your blood is mine now. Rin lifted his teary face to look at me. What? I watched it flowing warm and pulling around his soft skin. I come again, deeper. His cries were becoming weaker, and I became more entranced. I wanted to pace every one of his scars. I stopped for a moment and looked down at Rin. He's covered in blood. He began to shiver quietly. Rin. He didn't respond. I think I broke him. I pressed the tip of the knife into his flesh again. Rin. Nothing. I checked for his pulse. He's alive, but I looked at all the blood gathering on the wound. I didn't think he'll take care of it anymore. Let him bleed. I stare at the blood. There's only one way to make him really mine. Forever. His eyes twitched as he slowly raised his head. He looked at me, almost completely broken. Please. I'm sorry, Ren, I don't want to do this to you. But I do have to do every route. Looked like every word was a monotone struggle to him. Help me. I looked down at him. And I didn't do anything. You survived. You let Rin bleed. Spare him and leave. Because that'll be what I would do as this gal here. I looked down at him. Crappy little fat weasel. I knew I couldn't fish him off easily. I knew I could finish him off easily. But, whatever. I tossed open collar on the floor. I didn't want to kill him. I didn't need to kill him. I didn't want to. I took a step and remembered the chain still on my ankle. I rummaged through Rin's other pockets until I found the small key. Hastily unlocked the shackle and kicked the damn chain off. I turned and approached the front door. I paused for a second. Then I opened the door and walked through. It's over. I breathed in the sun and never looked back. You survived. You escaped and spared Rin. We're gonna do with this one. What? I held up the remote. You heard me. You want me? On your knees. I moved my legs apart to give him room. You survived. Rin, you took care of Rin for yourself. Okay, this time we're gonna go back to doing slowly until the chain would do nothing. I tried to grab the chain on the floor, but I stumbled. I kicked at him, trying to wrestle him away. He was too fast for me to stop him. He grasped the chain and slung it around my neck. I stumbled and fell back to the floor. I tried to kick him off, but he had better leverage. He kept moving and pressing the chain tighter. I gasped out a last angry grunt as I tried to strike him. He dodged me easily. My arms were getting heavier. I couldn't suck in my breath. I don't need you. He heaved all his weight down on the chain. I don't need anyone. At least you weren't that. Soon, even my eyelids were too heavy. I felt my head fall to the side. He never stopped squeezing. You died. He didn't need you. I'm gonna go with love. What? I want the same thing you want. I want the remote. I just want someone to be with. I had trouble thinking of the right words. You want to be with me? Yes. You don't need to shock me or chain me, Rin. I like you. I want to get to know you better. He jumped at me and I yelped in surprise. Oh, he's so adorable. Okay, Marway is adorable. Thank you. I won't let you down. I stayed with him that night. I didn't see any reason to leave. You survived. You stayed with Rin. I know I have to form him again, but something brutal. My eyes settled on the nail gun. Ooh, this is karma right here. Big, loud, and high power. This is the way to go. I turned back to Rin and smiled, banishing the gun. Sorry, Rin, this is kind of karma. How about this? His eyes widened at the toll, and he squirmed against the rope. The pull. I could hear his nails scratching on the floor like an animal. Maybe I should take care of that first. I wonder if the nail will make it through the floor. Oh, only one way to find out. I advanced to Rin, then held one of his legs. His begging became wordless whining. His skin felt a little cold. I pressed a gun to the top of his foot. He wanted to share something special with me, Rin. He looked up at me. Bang. I pulled the trigger. and listened to him scream. Come on, Rin. We're just getting started. He tried to pull his foot back and yelped in pain. The nail nearly did go into the concrete. That thing is pretty heavy duty, huh? I licked my lips. I gasped his free foot and positioned the gun. Bang. I'm sorry, Rin. Stop! Please. Rin. Rin. I'm sorry, I have to do it. That's again. We're well past the point of begging. Don't you think? I held the tool up to his upper arm and fired another nail. I'm sorry, Rin. Bang. His screams were getting hoarser, and I felt that he hadn't had nearly enough. Bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. I wouldn't be doing that, but just use it properly. I gripped his other arm, firing wildly and breathing steadily. I stopped to catch my breath. He wasn't screaming anymore. I examined his arm. His arms were so thin and indestructible nails went through to the other side. He was shivering and staring blankly. I tapped his face with the Rin. He turned his eyes to me, but barely responded. I'm not finished. I looked him over and settled on his fuzzy ear. Then I grabbed it. He flinched and made a choking gasp. No, please. Bang. I fired it through his ear. It was soft and thin. That nail went through entirely and ended up on the floor somewhere. He made the last pathetic sob before his head drooped. I didn't think he could take any more. I'm sorry, Bryn. Finish him off. You're pathetic. I held the gun up to his forehead. He didn't seem to notice. Or if he did, he didn't care. I don't think so. Bang. I'm sorry, Ren. You survived. You nailed Ren in the head. Okay, let's be a little nicer now and patch him up. Patch him up. I took a deep breath. I can't just let him die like this. I put the knife down. Then I'll never get to replace all his scars. I didn't have to search hard to find medical supplies. I disinfect and clean his cuts. Retrieve a needle and thread from the supplies. Some of these are pretty deep, huh? I asked him sleeplessly and received no response. I shrugged and got back to work. I carefully sewed his larger gashes up. It was sort of relaxing. He kept shivering, but he didn't make a sound. We did share something special. I held his chin up so he could see me. I understand what you mean now. I wrapped gauze over his lips. Do you want to go back upstairs now? He looked at me and nodded slowly. I put my arm around him and helped him up. I'm glad you found me, Ren. I gave him a little squeeze as I pulled him up the stairs. We're going to have so much fun together. As Stride 2.0. You survived. You placed a few of Ren's scars. Okay, now we're gonna RP him. I can't take any chances, and he brought this on himself. I pressed the chain back down. How long can someone live without oxygen? Depends on the person, probably. I'm asthmatic, so 3 minutes. I kept my weight on the chain. I stayed there maybe for 10 minutes or more. He couldn't fight me. I finally slowly moved the chain. I pressed a finger on his neck to be sure. I RIP'd him. I stood up shakily. It was over. He looked even smaller on the floor like that. I shook my head. This was his fault. It didn't take me long to find his remote and key. I freed myself, tossing the collar on him, and walked out the door. I rubbed my neck and stared up into the sunshine darkly. But I couldn't look back. You survived. You choked Rin to death. Okay, now we're going to patch him up again. I laid the nail gun down. I think he learned his lesson. I checked his neck. He's alive, just unresponsive. I didn't have to search hard to find the medical supplies. I pulled the nails out of his skin slowly. He kept shivering, but he didn't make a sound. I smelled and the blood welled up from the holes left behind. We did share something special. I held his chin up so he could see me. I understand what you meant now. I disinfect his wounds and wrap bandages around everyone. Do you want to go back upstairs now? He looked at me and nodded slowly. I put my arm around him and helped him up. I'm glad you found me, Rin. I gave him a little squeeze and pulled him up the stairs. We're going to have so much fun together. You survived. You gave your pet a few more new holes. Okay, now we're going to do with obedience. Oh, yeah, you're the one who brought me here. And you can keep me here. But you're going to have to do what I say. Not the other way around. I waved the remote lazily to illustrate my point. Got it? Yes, Whiten. Good. I leaned back and relaxed. And I'm getting hungry. Oh, I can cook something. He ran to the kitchen and I sighed in contentment. This is much better. You survived. You kept Rin. Okay, there's one more ending for the game. And it's a Lawrence end. He didn't do anything to deserve this. I woke up at the panicked eyes of the man in the chair. I mean, sure, he freaked me out a little after we left the pub. And he had killed me in his route multiple times. But there's no reason to kill anyone. Rin looked at me dully. I used to think the same way once. This was nothing to do with what he deserves. The whole world is unfair, Wyan. He needs to understand that to be free. And he needs to suffer for us to get what we want. But I don't want this. You need this. He was getting more excited. I know it feels scary at first. But we'll have to bomb deeper than you can imagine right now. He looked down at Lawrence. We need blood for that. Keep refusing. Rin started to look like he was losing his patience. I won't do it. He held up the remote. No, wait. Ah! I stumbled backwards, dropping the knife. He picked it up and quickly turned to Lawrence. Looks like it's your lucky day, Lawrence. Rin cut the gag off Lawrence's face. Do you want to be the one that leaves this room? Yes. Rin quickly saw through the zip ties and rope holding Lawrence down, then handed him the knife. What? Wait. Lawrence stood up. Please, Lawrence. Rin's the one. I fell backwards, hitting the wall behind me. I'll keep lying down. Go ahead. Lawrence loomed over me with the knife. I'll take it and make it quick. I tried one last desperate scramble for the door. I sobbed after the shock. I couldn't move, it hurt so much. Ah! The knife was pinned to the floor by the knife in my back. All I could do was cough weakly and twitch. I knew we'll get along, Law. You died. You took Law's place. And that was Boyfriend to Death too. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and liking the video. It'll help a lot. And comment down below and I'll see you guys next time.